Welcome back to our channel. Winter's icy breath is upon us, and it's time we face it head-on, prepared for anything. As the days grow shorter and the nights colder, we need to make sure we're ready. Remember, out in the wild, the elements don't care if you're a seasoned pro or a weekend warrior. When the temperature plummets, you need the right gear, the right knowledge, and the right mindset to survive. That's why we're talking about essential winter survival tools today. These aren't just pieces of equipment, they're your lifeline when Mother Nature shows her teeth. We're talking about the things that stand between you and hypothermia, between you and hunger, between you and getting back home safely. Picture this. It's the dead of winter, the wind's howling like a hungry wolf, and the temperature's plummeted further than a polar bear's backside. You're miles from civilization, with only the clothes on your back and the stars above. What's going to keep you alive through the long, frigid night? Shelter, fire, and perhaps most importantly, your sleeping gear. Now, we're not talking about some flimsy summer sleeping bag here. We're talking about a proper, insulated winter sleeping bag and a good ground pad. A good winter sleeping bag is like your own personal furnace, designed to trap your body heat and keep you toasty warm even when the world outside is trying to turn you into an ice sculpture. Look for bags rated for sub-zero temperatures, with features like draft collars and mummy hoods to seal in the warmth. But a sleeping bag alone isn't enough. Remember, the cold ground can sap your body heat faster than you can say frostbite. That's where a good insulated ground pad comes in. It'll not only keep you warmer, but also provide a bit of cushioning for a more comfortable night's sleep. We've tackled shelter, now let's talk about another critical element of winter survival heat. Out in the wilderness, maintaining your core body temperature can be a matter of life or death. That's where portable heaters come in, your own personal sun in the depths of winter. There are a few different types of portable heaters, each with its own pros and cons. Propane heaters, for example, are known for their raw power and reliability. They can pump out serious heat, making them ideal for warming up a tent or small shelter. Just remember, propane can be bulky and requires proper ventilation. Then you've got your battery-powered heaters. These are smaller, lighter, and more portable than their propane counterparts. While they might not pack the same punch, they're perfect for warming up a sleeping bag or providing localized heat. But a word of caution: portable heaters, while essential, require respect. Always ensure adequate ventilation when using any heat source inside a tent or enclosed space. Carbon monoxide is a silent killer, and you don't want to become another statistic. Imagine this. You wake up in your tent feeling the satisfying warmth of your sleeping bag, but something's different. The air is eerily still. Peeking outside, you're met with a wall of white. Snow, piled high, has buried your world overnight. Panic sets in. How will you dig yourself out? How will you move? This, my friends, is where a simple tool becomes a lifesaver: the snow shovel. It's not just for clearing your driveway back home, it's about carving your way out of a potentially life-threatening situation. A lightweight, collapsible snow shovel is your best bet in the wilderness. You need something durable enough to handle heavy, wet snow, yet compact enough to carry on your pack. Don't underestimate the importance of a comfortable grip. Digging out a tent or a vehicle can be back-breaking work, and the last thing you need is blisters on top of everything else. Before you even set foot in the snow, clear an area around your tent or shelter. This creates a safety zone and prevents you from getting disoriented in a whiteout. Thermal blankets, your pocket-sized silver lining. Let's face it, even the best-laid plans can go awry. Imagine this. You're caught in a sudden blizzard, separated from your gear, or stranded in your vehicle after a slide-off. The temperature's plummeting, and you need to find a way to stay warm, fast. That's where the unassuming hero of our story comes in, the thermal blanket. These aren't your grandma's blankets, folks. These are lightweight, compact, and tough enough to handle whatever Mother Nature can throw at them. Picture a sheet of crinkled silver, small enough to fit in your pocket, yet powerful enough to reflect back up to 90% of your body heat. That's the magic of a thermal blanket. It creates a pocket of warmth, a barrier against the cold when you need it most. Harnessing the sun's solar chargers for winter survival. We've talked about staying warm, but what about staying connected? Out in the wilderness, communication can be your lifeline to the outside world. But when the power's out or your batteries die, what do? That's where the power of the sun comes into play, literally. Solar chargers are your ticket to staying connected, even when the world feels like it's frozen over. These marvels of modern technology allow you to harness the sun's energy and convert it into usable power for your essential devices. We're talking phones, GPS units, headlamps, even some smaller radios. Picture this. You're miles from civilization, caught in a blizzard, and your phone battery is on its last legs. That's when you pull out your trusty solar charger, position it towards the sky, and let the sun do its work. You're not just charging a device, you're charging your lifeline to the outside world. Emergency tents, your fortress against the storm. Remember that feeling of being a kid, building forts out of blankets and pillows? There's a primal instinct in all of us to seek shelter, to create a safe haven from the outside world. Now imagine that instinct magnified 100-fold when you're facing the raw fury of a winter storm. That's where an emergency tent, your pocket-sized fortress, comes into play. We're not talking about your spacious family camping tent here. We're talking about a lightweight, compact shelter designed for one thing: survival. Picture a brightly colored, almost flimsy-looking tent small enough to fit in your backpack. But don't let its size fool you. This little tent is tougher than it looks, built to withstand howling winds, driving snow, and sub-zero temperatures. It's about having a barrier between you and the elements, a place to huddle down, to conserve body heat, and to wait out the storm. The power of warmth, hand warmers, and winter survival. Let's talk about a small but mighty tool, a secret weapon against the biting cold, the hand warmer. These unassuming little packets tucked away in your pockets can make a world of difference when your fingers are on the verge of turning into ice blocks. That's when you reach for your trusty hand warmers. These little packets of warmth, activated with a simple shake or snap, provide instant, portable heat. Axe or hatchet, your winter wilderness workhorse. We've talked about shelter, warmth, and communication, but what about one of the most primal elements of survival: fire? In the heart of winter, a fire isn't just about comfort, it's about life itself. It's about melting snow for drinking water, cooking food, and providing a psychological boost when the world feels cold and unforgiving. But before you can build a fire, you need fuel. That's where your trusty axe or hatchet comes in, your winter wilderness workhorse. Now, we're not talking about felling giant trees here. We're talking about collecting dead wood, branches, and smaller logs, the kindling and fuel that will keep your fire burning bright. A good axe or hatchet is your ticket to processing wood efficiently, splitting logs, and creating a sustainable fuel source for your winter camp. It's about working smarter, not harder, conserving precious energy in a challenging environment. Multi-tool with fire starter, your all-in-one survival companion. In the world of survival, efficiency is key. Every ounce counts, and every piece of gear needs to pull its weight. That's where the multi-tool comes in, your all-in-one survival companion, especially when equipped with a fire starter. Imagine this: you're caught in a sudden snow squall, your pack soaked through, your matches damp and useless. You need to start a fire fast, but the elements seem determined to thwart your every move. That's when you reach for your trusty multi-tool. This pocket-sized powerhouse combines multiple essential tools into one compact package: a knife, a saw, a screwdriver, pliers, and most importantly, a fire starter. It's the Swiss Army knife of survival gear, ready to tackle any task, any challenge. But the fire starter is the star of the show, your guaranteed spark in a world of damp tinder and unreliable lighters. Be unstoppable. Key strategies for winter survival. We've talked about the tools, the gear, the physical objects that can aid in your survival. But the most important tool you have is between your ears, your mindset. Winter survival isn't just about gear, it's about knowledge, attitude, and will to survive. Dress in layers. Each layer traps heat, creating a buffer against the cold. Start with a moisture-wicking base layer, followed by an insulating layer and a waterproof outer shell. Stay dry. Wetness is the enemy in cold weather. Opt for synthetic materials or wool, which wick away moisture and dry quickly. Preparation is key. Don't wait until you're caught in a blizzard to realize you're missing a crucial piece of gear. Thanks for watching.